Welcome back to another session of Today in Review with altcoin and cryptocurrency news. This is Bill, and I just have a couple of headlines here for you. One being from Cointelegraph. IBM and other jewelry industry leaders such as De Beers are going to be using blockchain technology to trace the origin of diamonds. This is actually a pretty awesome application of blockchain technology for companies to be able to track where these originate and authenticate that everything is humanitarianly safe. I mean, it's pretty neat. I don't know how much this is going to increase market cap, but at the end of the day, the more exposure blockchain technology gets in the corporate industry, and the more it's used and relied upon thoroughly and not just tested, I think that's a really huge advancement. IBM and their Hyperledger Fabric and other blockchain initiatives has been really pushing the growth of the past year, and I think a lot of my finance friends who invest in them refer to IBM as international blockchain machines, and I think that really holds true. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this kind of rolls out. Another report from Cointelegraph is that blockchain-based ad services might actually be the best way to fight this whole cryptocurrency ad ban that we're seeing from Google, Facebook, and everybody else. I was actually talking about this with a couple of my colleagues like a week ago, and I think that a blockchain-based ad service for online publishers and advertisers is probably going to be one of the best applications and revolutions as far as blockchain changing like an industry. So right now, there's like all kinds of like click fraud and all this stuff. Like if this gets out, and there's like AdLedger, I think is a digital advertising company that's releasing an ICO, and there's a distributed public ledger where there can be no click fraud. There's no forgery of traffic, user acquisition, any of that. Like making completely transparent advertising reports for not only the publisher but the advertiser as well. I mean, that could be massive. And along with that, it gives much more freedom to digital advertisers, so we can keep our cryptocurrency ad exposure and businesses can continue to grow. ICOs can fund themselves, and the industry can keep on booming. Thirdly, Comcast venture capital arm is focusing on Bitcoin, and blockchain infrastructure. Their managing director of the venture capital arm of Comcast appeared on CNBC earlier today, and has a very bullish outlook on blockchain and Bitcoin technologies for real world applications. It's been publicly known for a little while due to a few press releases, but Comcast has been invested in blockchain startups. I believe they have a program that vets and will support blockchain token-esque products as well. So there's a lot going on here, and as far as corporate support, I mean, I think getting a big ISP involved with blockchain is, once again, people are starting to realize what the technological revolution here is and how well it can be applied to everything. Last but not least, more than $140 million worth of Bitcoin have been moved from Mt. Gox wallets into an anonymous wallet address. About 16,000 Bitcoins worth roughly 141 million from the defunct cryptocurrency exchange were moved to some random third-party wallets. That's causing a lot of fear that there's going to be a massive sell-off and cryptocurrency market adjustment because Mt. Gox creditors are on these guys to get their money back. But the courts actually, so despite all the FUD and all this news, the courts have demanded that no selling can happen yet, because they need to figure out how all this is going to work, because the current value of the bitcoins is worth more than what the creditors are owed. So there's some some government regulation or government involvement that needs to happen first. And although there's like this widespread fear of a short-term market readjustment, a lot of the community is pretty positive that's just FUD, including myself. I think that we have at least until midsummer until there's any sort of legislative or legal action around what these guys can do with all those coins. Now, it is kind of shady that they got moved to an anonymous address, and hopefully they don't sell off, but that could always be a possibility. But I'm trying to remain optimistic in spite of everything. But yeah, that's pretty much it for yesterday or today in review. Yeah, check back in tomorrow for more cryptocurrency and blockchain news. Like and subscribe, and talk to you tomorrow.